criticized the Cruz campaign strategy over the New York values comment because not because I don't think Donald Trump has New York values. I think that's a great way to explain it. I just didn't think that was the strongest attack. I felt there were so many other options. Well, it was not known yet at that point that the New York values comment would be supported in day two. Very Andrew Breitbart, very smart strategically, tactically a bright move to make a statement that is controversial. And then when the media begins to attack, it forces them to go to the original source, which was the Russert interview, where Trump himself made the statement and in so doing expressed his support not only for abortion, but for partial birth abortion. A lot of people who are pro-choice are against partial birth abortion. That forced people to go do research on Trump that they probably wouldn't have done. Brilliant move. I criticized it at the time, and I was wrong. But the reason I criticized it was because I felt that there were so many other things. If you're trying to tell the Republican primary voter who Trump is, you've got a stack of issues. You don't have to make them up. You don't have to stretch. He left the Republican Party in 99. From 01 to 08, he was a registered Democrat. Now, the Trumpkin is going to be for Trump no matter what. But there are a lot of people who are not sure yet. And they see something like that and they say, wait a second, as late as 08, he was a registered Democrat? He was for a single-payer health care system. That is more radical than even Obamacare. Can't go back on that. In fact, he's still not been able to walk that one back. And I'm not sure if all these people who claim they're against Obamacare really aren't. They just don't like Obama. I don't want to believe that. But if Obamacare was really about opposition to the government taking away your health care and controlling it themselves, then you can't agree with Trump on that. Now, I guess you could argue, well, I can live with Obamacare, which we'll call Trump care. It's the Trump plan. It's what he expressed. He expressed support for that. As long as you shut down the border. All right, okay. Now you have to make the next leap, which is the guy who criticized Romney during the 2012 campaign, which you would have to think gave comfort to the Obama campaign, the guy who criticized Romney and said his immigration plan was too mean, it would cost us Hispanics, now offers a much more aggressive immigration plan. Wow. So a guy tells me earlier today that he's a single-issue voter and that that's his single issue. If that's your single issue, you cannot be for Trump. You can say I like Trump because I like the show. You can say I like Trump because he hits back when they hit it. You can say you like Trump on a lot of things. You can't say I like Trump because I'm a single-issue voter and on illegal immigration, he's my guy, unless you're willing to say that he absolutely flipped on his position in a matter of months. I mean, you can say anything you want. But that, it seems to me, would leave you open to potentially being a Hillary Clinton voter. If you're willing, if she says she's going to do that, to vote her way. And then the natural response is, but I don't trust Hillary. Why don't you trust her? Because she changes her positions. Oh. Well, maybe if in changing her positions, she put on a good show about it when she did it. At some point, you can't show me an issue that the man hasn't flipped on. You can't. And then he comes out for the ethanol mandate, the RFS, Renewable Fuel Standards, when every conservative in America says they're against that. That's big government controlling ethanol, forcing a product down our throats to subsidize an industry. You can't say you were for that either. He praised TARP. We said we were against it. Were you for it? Well, I was against it too, but maybe he's changed his mind. But he's only changed his mind after he was for it when it was the issue. He praised the stimulus. We were all against that. Well, but Michael, since then he's changed his mind on that too. What has he not changed his mind on? He supported Hillary Clinton. He gave her money. He changed his mind on that? Look, you get to have your own candidate. You do. Everybody does. But at some point, I think you have to be honest with yourself. Even if you've chosen your candidate, has that candidate consistently supported the issues I've claimed I cared about? And when everything that man has supported was at the time being offered up by Barack Obama and we were against it, maybe the Democrats are right. Maybe you opposed what Obama was for, that Trump was for at the time also, because you just didn't like Obama. And I guess that's okay. Donald Trump, the Obama you can like. Because on policy issues, that's what's happened. On policy issues, he was with Obama throughout those years. And that can't be denied. We don't even have to get into things like eminent domain, where he was wrong. We don't have to. It's that clear. Is there another candidate you would support for president who was a Democrat just 8 years ago after having left the Republican Party? I mean, you'd probably be closer to Bloomberg. Good news is he may get in the race. Because that's what we need, is a guy who was a career lefty, looked to run for office as mayor of New York, realized there were 15 Democrats on the ballot, and said, well, my only shot is to go over there and huddle with the Republicans. I mean, I am a businessman. Hell, they think businessmen think like they do. So he runs as a Republican, pours a lot of his own money into it, and gets elected. And then governs as a liberal Democrat. And now he's going to run as a Democrat. But he was elected as a Republican. Why did he run as a Republican? Because Republicans wanted a Republican so bad. They had lost to the Democrats for so long that they were willing to elect a Democrat as a Republican because he could win. And then he did win. And what happened when he won? Did he govern as mayor of New York with his New York values as a Republican? Or did he govern as the liberal Democrat he'd been his entire life? Where was he on gun control? Where was he on soda bans? Where was he on anti-police? Where was he on every major issue? Because he ran as a Republican, and the Republicans got behind him. But when he was elected, he went back to the issues that had been important to him his entire life. A lot of people thought he'd had a transformation when he ran for mayor. He's a Republican now. No, just to get your foolish self to vote for him.
You've got the Michael Berry Show.